Okay, so you want to get straight to what's important in the headlines, cut through all the noise.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Good, because that's what we're doing today. We've got stories on the economy, trade, politics, social movements, even the markets.
Right, a real mix.
And the mission really is to pull out the key insights for you, connect the dots between things that might seem, separate.
Exactly. It's not just what happened, but why it matters and maybe what comes next.
Let's start with the economy then. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, he's put out a warning,
Hmm.
says the U.S. might hit its debt ceiling, the borrowing limit, by August 2025.
Okay, that's a bit over a year out.
Yes, but he says more urgently, it needs tackling by mid-July this year.
Mid-July. Wow, that's soon.
Yeah, to avoid, quote, financial and national security risks. What's the key thing for you here?
Well, it's that urgency, definitely. Mid-July isn't far off at all. And linking it to both finance and national security, that really underscores the potential ripple effects if it's not sorted.
It shows how fragile things can feel, right? For your own planning.
Absolutely. Economic stability is fundamental.
Okay, switching gears a bit, let's talk trade. President Trump.
Ah, yes, the tariff news.
He's announced a plan, a baseline 10% tariff on imports, basically a tax staying in place even after new trade deals are signed.
Interesting. So it's a floor, essentially.
Seems like it. Though he did mention possible exemptions if countries offer really good terms.
Right. What's the bigger picture with that, you think?
Well, it seems like a clear signal, doesn't it? Prioritizing American industries.
A protective stance. It suggests a pretty long-term strategy, focusing on domestic business protection, even while negotiating new agreements. It could really shift things globally.
Could definitely impact how other countries approach trade with the U.S.
No question.
All right, politics now. An appointment in D.C. that's raised my brows.
Okay.
President Trump has picked Jeanine Pirro, you probably know her from Fox News,
The host?
as the interim U.S. attorney for the District of Columbia. It's definitely sparked conversation.
I bet. What's a key angle there?
Well, it immediately brings up questions, right, about the
Yeah.
line between media and the judiciary.
Yeah, putting someone so prominent from the media world into a major legal position like that,
Yeah.
it definitely invites discussion about potential influence, impartiality, that sort of thing.
How it might be perceived, at least.
Exactly. Perception matters there.
Okay, also happening, we're still seeing May Day protests across the country.
Right. A continuation of those.
People are out there talking about several things: labor rights, immigration policies, and also these recent federal layoffs. Feels like a few different streams merging.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
the fact that they're sustained,
Mm.
and drawing big crowds in places like LA, Chicago, New York.
Significant turnouts.
Yeah. It suggests these aren't isolated complaints. It points to pretty widespread interconnected concerns about these really fundamental social and economic issues.
A broad sense of unease, maybe?
Could be. It's something to watch.
And finally, let's quickly look at the markets. Stocks ended Friday on a higher note.
Saw that.
Seems partly because the Federal Reserve decided to keep interest rates where they are. For now.
Right. Holding steady. That often calms nerves a bit.
Investors are also digesting that tariff news we mentioned. And we saw specific moves like Disney up, Alphabet down. How do you connect these dots?
Well, you really see how central economic policy is, don't you? Interest rates, tariffs, they directly impact market mood, investor decisions,
Sure.
and the different ways companies like Disney and Alphabet move.
Sure.
That likely reflects how investors think each one is set up to handle these bigger economic forces. Some might benefit, others might face headwinds.
So it all ties together.
It really does.
So wrapping up then, it's pretty clear when you look at it like the debt ceiling, trade rules, political appointments, protests, market jitters. They're not separate stories.
Not at all. They're all threads weaving together into a bigger picture.
Which leads to a final thought maybe for you listening. How might all these different pieces, the economy, the politics, the social mood, the market signals, how might they collectively shape where the country is heading, say, in the next 6 months to a year?
That's the question, isn't it? Thinking about that cumulative impact is complex.
Definitely gives you something to mull over. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.